Hi, I'm Kayla Malson. We are at McKinleyville High School today for Success in Both Worlds Conference for 2025. So Success in Both Worlds Conference is our student-led conference that we've had every other year biannually, and we really focus on letting the kids decide what we want them to focus on. Each year they choose a theme, and it's of importance of what they want to highlight and engage in to share with the community members, as well as other students around. We focus on sharing and bringing in other kids all the way from Del Norte, all the way to Hoopa and to Ferndale to be able to share many presenters that we want to invite. Everything that they want to see is really important to them, and it's important to share, and we've gotten so much support over all the years, which I feel it helps them support on what they want to choose and do and how they want to share that type of knowledge in our community.
My name is Hazel Marshall. We're at the Success in Both Worlds Conference 2025. Success in Both Worlds is a youth conference for high schoolers, and we will invite middle schoolers, but it's a high school conference, youth conference. This year's theme is Indigenous Pathways, and the conference we were trying to motivate youth to get excited for college and future careers.
Aiki. Nanathui Ataidam Allen. Hello everyone, my name is Ati Allen. I'm president here at McKinleyville High School's Native American Club. Good morning and welcome to Success in Both Worlds 2025. This conference has been held for Native youth for the past 33 years. This year's theme is Indigenous Pathways for Our Future. We chose this theme because we understand that our young people stand at a critical intersection. You are the inheritors of rich cultural traditions, and you are also the future leaders, innovators, and professionals who will shape our communities and the broader world. It is essential to recognize that these two aspects of your identity are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they are deeply intertwined. We believe that your cultural heritage is not just a legacy to be preserved, but a powerful asset that can fuel your success in any career path you choose. Our traditions offer wisdom, resilience, and unique perspectives that are invaluable in today's complex world. We want to empower you to explore and embrace your cultural identity while simultaneously pursuing your academic and professional aspirations. This conference is designed to provide you with the tools, knowledge, and inspiration to navigate this dual path.
You know, there's this thing called the gold rush, right? 1849, 1850, it hit the northern area of California. We were literally the last people in the continental United States to be contacted by the outside world. And it happened very swift. We all know the history of this place. What our job is, and we're talking about it now with the salmon, our job is to make things right in the world. And as artists, we do that. And if you look at those two paintings that Lynn did that are on the stage today, one speaks to the health and history of the Klamath River, and the other one is speaking to world renewal, a foundational thought, a foundation of our people. In order for the world to be healthy, we have to pray for it and pray for it and commit ourselves to environment so it can provide for us. And so I just want to leave you guys with that like when you guys go back out to the main floor, look at those pieces and understand what that really is. That's our job as artists.
Why we are here today is to talk about our successes as Indigenous people, how we can encourage and build community, lift up our youth, and really be involved in their lives and build relationship with our youth and our communities.
As an Indigenous person, it's very healing to be in a community, and community heals each other. I think today really showed that being together really brings us together.
Debbie McConnell was selling her stuff at the Hoopa Maggie Dixon Craft Fair, and she taught me how, right then and there, how to braid beargrass, and then invited me to a dressmaking class in Hoopa. I was the only one that didn't finish their dress in the amount of time allotted. I had decided that I was going to make my whole apron for my daughter's flower dance out of beargrass. It took me 13 years to finish that puppy, but I got it done the year that she had her dance. And that was probably the biggest thing because it brought me in with other artists.
In Northern California, what we do is different from other tribal communities, and everybody is unique and has their own perspective. And the reason why it's so important for our youth is because they're the ones who will carry things further than us. They're the ones that might host a show. They might bring something into their community. They might be an MC. They might be in the entertainment industry. They might be a model. They might be a designer. They might be that next artist, and art really does connect people. It makes you think, it makes you feel, and in order to convey that to somebody else and to have your story represented is so vital and important. And when they see that, then you might spark that in them that they didn't realize that they had, but it's so powerful.
Hi, my name is Tyethriha Allen Colgrove. I'm at McKinleyville High School. We were here doing Success in Both Worlds 2025 today. This event is super important to put on for our Native youth because our students here get to learn how to plan events and find Native presenters in their communities and draw inspiration from the things they do. It's been held biannually for over 40 years now, and we're grateful to be able to carry this on.
I just think it's really cool to be like the next president to lead this conference. My sister, I remember, led it when I was younger, so I just think it's really cool to be the one on the stage now. We aim to highlight successful Indigenous professionals who have seamlessly integrated their cultural values into their careers, demonstrating that you don't have to choose between your heritage and your future. You can forge a path that honors both. Today, you will have the opportunity to participate in workshops, listen to inspiring speakers, and connect with mentors who understand the unique challenges and opportunities you face. We hope you leave this conference with a renewed sense of purpose, a deeper understanding of your potential, and a strong network of support. We are here to celebrate your strength, your resilience, and your vision. Let's embark on this journey together, and let's build a future where our Indigenous pathways lead to both personal success and the prosperity of our communities. Thank you.
My name is Pieta Spain, and we are at McKinleyville High School, and we are at the Success in Both Worlds conference. I was invited to be a keynote speaker today for our youth, and I think it's an absolutely incredible opportunity for me not just to share my personal story, but give the students some notes and tips of things that have helped me along the way, along my journey, not just in my successful career journey, but also my personal life.
Gordon Ramsay gave me the opportunity to cook at one of his restaurants. I did a pop-up in London, and I cooked Indigenous food literally 2 blocks away from the colonizer's house. You know, where the queen lives, the royal palace. Yeah, that's the house. And I smuggled a lot of ingredients into the country, and I thought I was going to go to jail. And I told my assistant, I said, okay, once we get there, because I'm not kidding you, I had fresh cactus, fresh tomatillos, I had freshly made ground corn masa from scratch. I had brought all of these chiles in because they kept telling me like, oh, we don't have those things here. We can't get those things, so we're gonna change your recipes. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're gonna keep my recipes the way that they are. I will bring them with me. And I did, and I smuggled a lot of things into the country, and I was afraid that I was gonna go to jail. And I'm like, can you imagine, like the headlines? Gordon Ramsay's winner of Next Level Chef goes to jail for smuggling tomatillos. That's wild. But hey, we all gotta make our legacy one way or another, right?
I think it's super important that we are giving our youth the opportunity to hear our personal stories from not just a point of our career paths and our success paths, but also on a personal journey of what it's like to be an Indigenous person in the modern day world.
Hi everybody, Nalisa Sunberg. I'm a member of Trinidad Rancheria and Yurok. And so this is about a career pathway. You know, this is about leaning into our Indigenous culture and finding bio-based materials that are less invasive and a better path to building our homes. And this is an opportunity for new jobs in our community. So the picture here you're seeing is a panel build that was done and led by Justin and his wife, Chrissy, and we did this build prefab hempcrete panels up at the Hoopa Modular. Our mission at the Indigenous Habitat Institute, we started in 2021, is to improve the health and well-being of Indigenous people, veterans, and other underserved communities through bio-based materials, research, attainable housing, workforce, and job creation.
Something we incorporated into Success in Both Worlds this year was tabling during lunch. It was an opportunity for students to learn about Native organizations and opportunities for potential jobs in the future.
In the gym, we had multiple booths set up for different job opportunities and internships.
It's so important to have Indigenous representation, both within our communities and our ceremonies, because that is who we are as people, that connects us. That connection to others is vital to who we are as individuals, to be happy and successful and content. And why is it so important in our Western or contemporary spaces is because our voices are unique, our stories are unique, our intentions and the way that we do things are inherently us, and we bring thousands and thousands and thousands of years of knowledge to the table when we enter into conversations, into spaces, and we have so much to offer outside people to get that representation. And also we're often the advocates and the voices in our communities for change and inclusion and changing what that space looks like.
Some of my favorite highlights today were the fashion show. I really loved seeing all the beautiful designs on the students and just seeing them walk out with their confidence. And their peers were like cheering them on and hollering and clapping and just making them feel so good. And so you could really see it like on their face and smiling when they would hear their peers cheering them on. And I just thought that was really awesome to see. I also really loved the different breakout sessions. There were different panel discussions with people who were artists, people that were doing innovative things within like building materials for actual buildings and homes. And I thought that was really awesome to expose them to that type of knowledge and understanding what it's like working within these different industries.
There's a lot of things I think that have influenced my art. You know, I'm 74, so there's a lot of journey along. You know, I've been doing art for a long time, so I've had a lot of people and things that inspire me. You know, my culture is the biggest inspiration.
This conference is really important to me because I think it's important to spread knowledge amongst the Native community.
I'm a language person, and I was at the language lab, they call it, UC Berkeley campus, and I was going through all the recordings, looking for Canuck language recordings, local tribes, Wiat recordings, and all of that. And I saw a recording of the Matol language, and it was 6 minutes and 6 seconds of the Matol language. And I thought, man, I came up through the school that taught us that they were extinct, that there was no Indians left of the Matol people. Well, now we know that there's a bunch of people that are have descendancy from the Matol people.
I had just come off working on an otter inspired after a flower dance. So I was still very much in that flower dance mindset. And so we made this concept of a flower girl on her run, and that we were behind her as this kind of concept of, you know, COVID will pass, this time will pass, this is just another step in our journey. And so I put in that concept and they emailed me back going, great, we want you to do this. You're going to be on a wall with Lynn Risling and Carl Avery. And I'm like, I think they emailed the wrong person. There was very much like imposter syndrome that came with that. I was just like, I was freaking out because he's like, what do you mean I'm on a wall with Lynn Risling and Carl Avery? That's like, no, I've never done this before.
To kind of touch on imposter syndrome, that's something I deal with almost every single day, especially with being a graphic artist. You almost kind of downplay a lot of the stuff you're doing. And so when you actually see like people in the community either wearing like my apparel or like, you know, even just seeing a logo that I did, to me it's real like wake up, I'm like, oh my God, I actually did it. And to more recently, I did a piece where St. Joe's picked up a lot of we hear a lot of land back, and it's, it's kind of a movement where we see it in a lot of art. And I did a piece called Homeland Back, and to me what it was kind of touching on how, it's not just land for us as Native people. It was our home that was taken from us. It was a piece of us. And so that was kind of giving it a touch with our plank home, kind of representing that home that was taken with us. And St. Joe's picked it up, and they're kind of putting it over their different facilities. And that's seeing that up on the wall at St. Joe's still kind of blows my mind. Can't really believe it. And so that's probably one of the biggest projects I've done personally that really touched me.
And one thing I just want to impress upon the youth today is you can always, if you show an interest in something, that's really all it takes. It's okay to start with not knowing what you're doing. That's where everybody starts. I didn't know about hempcrete 12 months ago, right? And I've been an engineer for 20 years. I've only been designing houses for 3. It's just something that we had an interest. Chrissy met Lisa. We were getting involved in designing an ADU at our home. And I said, I want to learn something new. So I found the people who could teach me that thing that was new. And I just had to be the person again who was learning from the beginning. And that's what this process has been all about, is just collaborating together, understanding who knows what, how do we put something together.
So how I got into Indigenous fashion and being an Indigenous fashion designer is that's been a passion of mine for a long time. And I really wanted to see representation. I started off as a traditional regalia maker, and that is some of the most detailed, hard, diligent work that you can do. And finding ways to translate that into the fashion world so that we have representation for our young Indigenous people.
My favorite part, all of it was really amazing. It's amazing to see how many Indigenous people we have in the community that are out here being entrepreneurs, owning businesses, doing their thing, being role models for our kids. But then also I was super proud of our kids for getting out there and being models today. They did amazing.
I think my favorite part about today was the fashion show at the end. I don't know, it kind of caught me off guard. I got a little bit emotional. It was just really beautiful.
My favorite part of today was seeing all the kids have fun and laughing, and along with the fashion show, I think they really enjoyed that, and it was fun seeing everybody as a community and just laughing and having fun together.
My career has taken me all over the world. It's taken me to really awesome places. I've gotten to do a lot of cool things, be on TV, but I would definitely say the most rewarding and fulfilling thing that I get to do is to be in situations like this, where I can speak to our youth, our Indigenous youth, and I get to do this all over the country. And I absolutely love it. And the reason why I love it is because I was once in your shoes. So I understand and I know what it's like to be living in a world that has been structured for individuals that don't look like us and don't come from backgrounds like we do. So first and foremost, why don't you all give yourselves a round of applause for being here?
And then shout out to my amazing, beautiful coworker, Kayla Molson. She not only helped plan this conference all year long, but she also threw down the fry bread today. Yeah, amazing.
I mean, who can't not love fry bread, having that? My favorite part, I definitely would say, is watching all the outer community come together to share this with the kids, because honestly, they're the ones that bring them here. They're the ones that help mentor them every single day. But they also love being supportive in any aspect the kids do. That's what everyone's job here is, for the kids. And so I think that importance helps support the kids and give them really good influence, and it helps, create a career pathway that we're doing. And tying that into culture, I think it's important, because a lot of our kids aren't always exposed to that all the time from their family, whether it's everyone's either too busy or they have not really raised up into that. That's how I kind of was in a sense. And so having that exposure and bringing the kids, it helps them feel included. I was an alumni. I graduated in 2013. I was able to be a part of both conferences that year. And so now being behind the scenes in it makes me really happy to see the kids get really excited to put this on. And I know they enjoy it. And I know it's one of the things in the high school years that they'll always remember and cherish. So I'm really excited to be a part of it and have them know that they did a good job on this.